Okay, so today is September 7th, Thursday. So September 7th is 9/7. Actually, September is the 7th month, so it's 7/7 as well. And thank you, one of my viewers, Christian, to share some of his analogies with me. I would like to talk about here with you guys a few things. And that he shared at the same time a few things that I've been pondering. Okay, so first of all is the fall of the first and second temple. Symbolically, the fall of the first temple was on 9 plus 1 plus 1, and then the fall of the second temple was on March 11, 2020, which is the official announcement of the CFD. So now we're waiting for the third temple to the fall of the third temple, which is the human body. And so let's see. During this period of time, especially for the past few months, they've been orchestrating climate disasters to massive kill of humans, and as a ritual, I think, as a ritual to bring in the destruction of the third temple. So, like I said, 9 plus 1 plus 1 is next Monday. I'm not surprised they will use the same date. Um, let's see, because, okay, so 2001 was on 9 plus 1 plus 1. And in 2020, even though it's in March, if you use the clock as a decipher, 3 is also equal to 9. So 3 o'clock p.m. is also equal to 9 o'clock, and which is Jesus died at 9 o'clock. And so technically, if you remember, Jesus was arrested in the morning, like around our time. The present time translate it was around 6 a.m. But then in ancient time should be counted as 0 hour, because Jesus was crucified at 3 o'clock, and the sun darkened, and it was at 6 o'clock, which is noon time, and he died at 9 hour, which is our 3 o'clock. So which means our 6 a.m. is actually is 0 hour in ancient time, during the time period of Jesus. Let's see, so our 6 a.m. is 0 hour, then our 9 o'clock a.m. it was there 3 o'clock, and our noon time it was the 6 o'clock, and our 3 p.m. was the 9 o'clock. So technically, literally, their time in ancient time, the day begins at our 6 o'clock a.m., not sunset 6 p.m. The day begins 6 p.m. is their God, which is the FA's rules, their own calculation of their time. So I hope you guys understand. So we all know that the present Israel is not considered as the biblical Israel. It's only the piece of land is could be the location wise, but not the um, humans or the beings living on that piece of land. So the present location of Israel um, could be biblical Israel, but again, the residents there are not considered Israelites. Okay, everybody, anyone can just move to Israel and live there and become a resident, or and then like a citizen, and claim him or herself as a Jew or Israelite, but their bloodlines not from the 12 tribes of Israel, which is Jacob. Um, so the traditions technically is created by the fallen angels. That's why the day begins sunset time. If you have watched my videos about Sirius, the star system, they always at the twilight. They don't have sunrise and fall. They only have twilight at all times. So that's why they created this time system. The beginning of the day starts at sunset time, which is pay tribute to Sirius, the star system. Like I said, should be the top leaders should be um, imprisoned there. That's why, you know. Um, if you're confused, just think about what time Jesus was arrested, what time he was crucified, and what time was the sun darkened, and what time was he was dead. At what time, he died. Um, so we should count the day according to Jesus, the time when the sun rises, not when sunset. It doesn't make freaking sense because why you count nighttime as the beginning of the day, right? Only vampires count the beginning of the day when it's dark. Okay, so that's that. And so technically the two events, two falls of the first and second temples actually consider 9 plus 1 plus 1 by using the clock decipher. 3 is equal to 9. Okay, so September 5th, the importance of September 5th is because of the neuro, the numbers, meaning numerology. So that's why there's a significance of the day September 5th, 9/5, and 95 in Strong's mean unjustly, and payment is piece of silver. Again, if you remember, you know, the silver, the meaning of the piece of silver coin. Okay, and so a lot of things related to 95. So that's I just used the strong concordance to decipher it, but like it's there's absolutely a lot of things related to that number. And let's see. Okay, so now um, why there's 18 and a half years apart. Okay, so that's um, an immunity card. Last video I mentioned it is the gap, the time gap is 18 and a half minutes. So we convert it into years, 18 and a half years. And so 1/8, of course, 18 is 6 times 3, so 3 6 6 6 6, right? Uh, so 185 actually also mean a lot of things, very important. So 185 factorization is 5 times 37. Again, 5 is the favorite root number, and then 37 is 777, and so many different meanings of 37 as well. I'm sure some of you already know. And duodecimal is 135 to the 12th. So 135, and if you shuffle the number is 153, which is considered related to the rapture, Father, Son, and the restrainers, the saint. And then octal is 271 to the 8. So 271 again, you say that's a 711 reference there, and then there's 27 reference there. 27 day of the um, after the 44 days is the 27th day of that month. I think should be the third second. 44 days should be the second or third month. Jesus Ascension Day, and of course 8 is the infinity, 12 is a time number, then a lot of numbers, numerology meanings here. That's a 2212 here, 20212, so it's like 2012, and then 505 is 5555 is equal to SSSS is Satan. Let's see. So 5 again is actually representing Saturn, which is Satan. 5 because he was chained, he was imprisoned, he is imprisoned in the fifth heaven. Okay, so 185 is also related to the spiral. And together with the center point of the spiral form right triangles. 185 of these right triangles fit within the first 4. So it's just amazing. Everything is related to life. Life, the spiral is how plants grow. So that's how life expands. So spiral is the very important um, pattern in terms of life. So I think that's why they chose 18 and a half years. At the same time, of course, that like they according to um, the alignments in the skies also. Okay, the next topic is the new variant Pyrola Pirola. Thank you, Christian. On the information, the pyro means fire, heat, high temperature. That is at the same time Burning Man Festival, uh, and the event, the FF event at the Burning Man. So if you look at Pyro and then LA, the LA, it's indicating pointing to Los Angeles. So which is we've been waiting for something happen in the West Coast anyway. So looks like they're pointing to a fire heat radiation related FF event in LA. Okay, so now um, Parola actually also is a evergreen plant, and so it's just amazing because evergreen, wintergreen, which is they admire, they worship evergreen, the evergreen tree. So this is an evergreen plant. So that makes sense. And then they are native to north temperature and Arctic regions. So a lot to think about related to this plant. Another one is 1082 Pyrola. Is actually it's a dark asteroid. So I'm not sure if they are indicating another thing is the asteroid is coming finally soon, and all the dates and statistics and the name also of the numbers are the ritualistic numbers like 1082, so that's a 811 reference. October 28th, again 811. 1927, 9 plus 1 plus 1, 7 plus 1 plus 1, that's a 27, and then 15.9 hours, again, that's a 915, 519, or whatever you want to shuffle the numbers. Technically, it's 915, and then 41 kilometers, so 14, if you reverse number 14, the 14th day is the Passover, or Jesus Crucifixion Day. And then 25 miles again. Some of the fallen angels are imprisoned in the second and the fifth heavens. So I love the reference here. Okay. So right now they are using climate like heat and fire mostly, and storms. So um, radiation, like the radiation weapons, the 5G towers, their microwave, the radio waves, that those weapons are invisible, cannot be detected by normally by humans. So that's like they are um, controlling, killing, and conditioning us via invisible weapons, And let's see, I think um, they are signaling the time is now, according to this events and the names and everything. Okay, the next topic is, of course, the new formed storm called Lee. Okay, so Lee, as I said, is the 13 families, one of the 13 families. And Christian provided me the meaning of the name Lee is clearing the in the woods, like just like separating woods and the tares, burning the tares at the barn, which is at the Burning Man. They burning the they do rituals to technically burning humans. You will never know all those statues, all those art, so-called art inside of the arts. You never know. Actually, it's I don't know, babies, children, humans, and nobody knows. Anyway, so it's also associated with the concept of course, lights. And they always say they're the lights, and they always say they're good. They tell the truth, and they are knowledgeable, which is, of course, everything that they said they are actually are opposite, the opposite, right? Um, so the lead, right now on the news, they say this storm is extremely powerful. So I think the past week the two storms couldn't merge together. It could be their technology so called, or their dark magic couldn't make it happen. So they lack of that ability. So now they keep recreating different storms, and hopefully one of them stick. So let's see if that storm will stick or not. Okay. And then so now let's see. And let's see. Okay. Again, September is the first month in the Bible, considered the first month and the seventh month. So could be considering the beginning. Um, and that's a good point. Christian pointed out, 923, actually 23 is pointing to the year instead of the date. I think a lot of people, a lot of YouTubers, they fixated to if there's a number, there should be the month and date. So I think if you're too fixated to this pattern, this format, you technically looking in the wrong direction sometimes. I'm not sure. I'm not saying like not um, don't pay attention to September 23rd, but I'm saying there's a lot of factoring into different timing, not only because September 23rd is the most important day other than the line plus one. Like I said on the other video, the number 23 technically is dedicated to Sirius, each month the 23rd day. So every month has a 23rd day and they all important. But then why 9/23 23rd is important? Because it's the equinox, right? And that actually, again, I've been stressing this over and over again, but I think only a few people would like to um, understand, try, like, I mean, disregard the Gregorian rules, which is the false calendar, and the equinox is the middle of the season, not the beginning of the season. So we are approaching the middle of fall, the middle of autumn, not the beginning of fall, not the beginning of autumn. So we are in the midst of the fall. I think that's what they meant, again. Um, so that's that. And actually, I have a lot to talk about and discuss with you guys. So I'll create another video for that.